Welcome back students. In this video lecture I am going to cover certain concepts related to the course engineering graphics on the concept scales. The scales question is a should am question in your question paper. Let's look at the question and look at and identify it belongs to what type of scales, as we have two types of scales, the plane scale as well as the diagonal scale. The question may be like this, like construct a scale of 1:40 to read meters and decimeters and long enough to measure up to 6 meter. Mark on it a distance of 2.4 meter and 4.8 meter. By looking at this question, it is an indirect question where the constructor scale is given. It is not specified here whether it is a plane scale or a diagonal scale. By looking at what factors you are going to identify whether it is a plane scale or a diagonal scale is, it depends on the units. If you look at the question here, it is to read a meters and the decimeters. I mean, if you look here, we have two units. We will take into consideration a normal plane scale. It is of 2 units. We can read a centimeter on it as well as a millimeter on this scale. From 0 to 1, it is nothing but a 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter and 3 centimeter. Within that subdivisions, 10 subdivisions are there. They are said to be into 10 lines. It is nothing but 10 millimeter. I hope you are clear that the plane scale which you are using is said to be a plane scale. It can read up to 1 unit or it can read up to the maximum of 2 units only. By looking at the units, you can identify it belongs to whether a plane scale or a diagonal scale. So, it is reading up to 2 units only, dear students. So, what are the units here? The meter as well as decimeter. Now, before going to work out this problem, we are supposed to look out what are the important factors. The first and foremost thing you need to keep in brain is the RF. Whether RF is given or not, you are supposed to look into the question. If not, you are supposed to calculate. Such type of problems I am going to upload in the next video. Here if you look, RF is given directly, that is 1:40 or that is nothing but 1/40. Representative factor, or it is also sometimes called as the scale factor. It is given as length of the scale to the maximum length of the scale. Once the RF is done, we are supposed to look at what is the maximum length it can measure. If you look in the question, it can read up to the 2 units and long enough to measure up to 6 meter. The long enough to measure is nothing but the maximum length or the maximum distance where this scale can measure. The maximum distance it can measure is given as 6 meter, dear students. Hope you are getting my point. Later, you are supposed to work out the length of the scale. I cannot plot a 6 meter on my drawing sheet, so I need to work out the length of the scale which I need to plot in the drawing sheet. So, the length of the scale is given as RF into the maximum length. The maximum length which we are going to measure. So, length of the scale is given as RF into the maximum length. So, what is RF here? RF is given as 1/40 and the maximum length or the maximum distance is given as 6 meter. So, as our scale is of centimeter and millimeter which we are going to plot, as this is a 6 meter, we need to convert it into centimeter or millimeter. It is up to your choice. I am converting into millicentimeter. So, 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. So, upon calculation, you are going to get the length of the scale. So, it is 1/40 into 6 into 100 is nothing but 600. This is found out to be 15 centimeter. So, my length of the scale is found out to be the 15 centimeter, dear students. Now, I can plot with 15 centimeter a line or a scale using my plastic scale or a ruler. Now, once the length of the scale is identified, we know even the units of the scale. The next thing is, what are the units of the scale? The units of the scale are specified in the problem are meters and decimeter. I am going to share with you the units table is very important for all of you. So, 1 meter equals to 10 decimeter. You need to work out all these units which I am going to share in this video at the end of the video. So, 1 meter equal to 10 decimeter. Decimeter is represented with dm and decameter is represented with dam. Do not confuse between these two. and then later the final thing is to be worked out is what are the marking distance or what is the marking distance on the scale. If you look at this problem, mark on it a distance of 2.4 meter and 4.8 meter. Make sure to work out this all very neatly, and you are supposed to work out this all in the booklet provided for you, not in the drawing sheet. All these calculations need to be worked out in the booklet, not in the drawing sheet. The first and the foremost thing is RF. If it is given, you are going to put direct. Later, the maximum length, that is given as 6 meter, which I cannot plot. So, I need to work out the length of the scale, that is given as RF into the maximum length. So, 1 upon 40 into 6, and this is meter, convert it into centimeter or millimeter. Upon converting, I got it to be a 15 centimeter. Later, what are the units here? There are 2 units. So, I can say that the problem is said to be a plane scale problem, dear students. A plane scale is a scale which can measure up to 2 units, I mean a 1 unit or to the maximum of 2 units. Now, what you need to do after working out these things, now I need to highlight the length of the scale here and what is the marking distance as well as the maximum distance. Now, taking into consideration the scale, you are supposed to work out 15 centimeter on a drawing sheet. So, please do work out a 15 centimeter on your drawing sheet. So, let this is A, B, draw a line of 15 centimeter and width of 10 millimeter to make it a rectangular block, and make a length of width of 10 millimeter, and make this as a rectangular blocks to give you a look of a scale. It just need to be given a look of the scale. So, I am going to take into consideration a rectangular block. Please do work out only with the drafter in order to get a proper line, I mean the correct line position. Now, once it is done, I am going to give some naming to it as A, B and C and D. This is said to be a rectangular box. Now, in order to give a look at the scale here, it is measuring up to the maximum distance is 6 meter. So, this 15 centimeter line AB need to be divided into 6 equal divisions. So, what is this? 15. 15 divided by 6 is found out to be 2.5. So, each division is of 2.5 centimeter, dear students. You can go directly with the scale, as I can measure 2.5 with the scale, or you can go with the division of a line method. So, this is 2.5 here, and here is one more. So, likewise, you are going to work out 2.5 centimeter on this scale. I need to divide how many divisions? As it is long enough to 6 meter. So, you need to divide up to 6 equal divisions. Now, the marking the first point on the scale is to be 0. Why? It is because we need to work out the subdivision scale on it and start working from here. This is of 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, and B is nothing but 5 meter, and along with this, the subdivision 0 to left to the A is nothing but the 6th meter. So, from 0 to 5 is nothing but a meter scale, dear student. You are supposed to write the unit here very neatly in uppercase letter, and to the left of 0 to A is nothing but the subdivision, that is nothing but a decimeter. So, you are supposed to work out even decimeter here. And also write what is the RF of the scale, exactly center of the scale. So, RF of the scale is given as 1 upon 40 or 1:40. Now, in order to give a look of the scale to mark a marking distance, so we need to give a look as if just like our plane scale. So, I am dropping the perpendiculars to the AB line and even the parallel lines to the alternate segments to the AB line to make and give a look of a scale to the drawing which I am going to draw. Just in between you draw this. So, it gives a look of the scale. Now as I told that from 0 to B or 0 to 5 is the main division, that is meter, and from 0 to A is nothing but the subdivision unit, that is nothing but decimeter. As I told that 1 meter is nothing but 10 decimeter. That means in each box it is of 10 decimeter. So, this 0 to A need to be divided into 10 equal divisions. So, 0 to 10 I mean to say. So, each division is how much, dear students? 2.5. So, 2.5 need to be divided into 10 divisions, that is nothing but 0.25. So, it is difficult for me to work out 0.25 on this. So, what I am going to do here is I am going to work out division of a line method, drawing a line anything less than 45 degree, and I am going to cut this with the compass 10 equal divisions, isn't it? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Likewise, you are supposed to work out in order to get 10 equal divisions on the secondary scale. You can even work out even for the primary scale also. I hope you know what you are supposed to do now. The last division of the this scale need to be joined to the last division of this. So, let this be something C or something E, this to be joined. Similarly, you know that you are supposed to join all the parallel lines, which you can do with the help of a drafter only, dear students. So, you are supposed to work out all these divisions parallel to the final line, so that you are going to get all the lines of equal divisions onto the secondary unit, I mean the decimeter scale. So, this is decimeter. Later you drop this all onto it. So, this is 0. So, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am taking the 5th division. So, you try to concentrate and work out and focus on this, and then you are going to get 10 equal divisions onto it. Drop all those into this, so that 1 meter will become 10 decimeter. Now, later you are supposed to work out the marking distance on the scale. So, what is the marking distance to be here, dear students? This is 2.4 meter. This can be written as 2 meter plus 0.4 meter on the scale. So, 2 meter can be read directly from 0 to 5, that is a meter, and whereas 0.4 meter is nothing but 4 decimeter, isn't it? Why? Because 0.4 meter into 10 will give you the decimeter. So, you are supposed to multiply this value with 10. So, this will be 4 meter. So, this is how you are supposed to work out the plane scale. So, I can drop a perpendicular line from 2, a thin line, that is all about 2 meter, and 4 decimeter from the secondary scale. So, let the 4 meter is somewhere here. So, I did not draw completely, you try to work out this. So, from here I need to take. So, now draw a parallel line to the scale to mark the marking distance on this dimension line. So, make sure to work out very neatly with arrowheads and mark this distance as 2, what is given in the problem, in a similar way, 2.4 meter. I hope you are clear with that. 2 meter and 4 decimeter. And one more reading is given as 4.8 meter on the scale. 4.8 meter is written as 4 meter plus 0.8 meter, that is nothing but 4 meter and 8 decimeter. You need to multiply this value with the 10. So, 4 is along this. So, this is 4 meter, and do not touch one dimension with the other dimension, dear students, and this is the 8th meter, 8 decimeter. So, from here you are going to work out one more dimension and draw a parallel line. Work out all these problems only with the drafter and not with the plane scale. You may get the inclined lines. So, make sure to highlight all this and write the value exactly center, that is nothing but 4.8 meter. And do not forget to write here a plane scale. This is how you are supposed to work out when a problem on scales concept is given. Try to work out the question first and understand whether the given problem is of 2 units or 3 units, and what are the marking distance, and what are the units, what is the reference RF, and what is the primary scale and the secondary scale. Do not forget to write this and write RF in the middle and work out the dimensions. This is how you are supposed to work out a problem when it is given so neatly to score out of outmark. Hope you are liking my videos. For more videos, please do subscribe to my channel as well as share this with your friends. Thank you.